What is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel, and yes, welcome back for another special edition of the Dream Experience. This is a segment where I like to talk to you guys about my festival experiences for that current year, and this video will be about the one and only Chicago's own Lollapalooza. For those who don't know, Lollapalooza, the main Lollapalooza setting goes in Grant Park in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. For a festival this big, this major, and the center point of where Lollapalooza originated, I am honestly very happy, humbled, and just, you know, very grateful to live in such a great city with great music taste, you know, especially with big origins of hip-hop music, of rock music, and pop music. So I want to talk about how this festival really works when it comes to how you get there, how you can stay there in Chicago. So this is not, and I repeat, it's not a camping festival, okay? So the main festive, the way you come to Chicago, the way you stay there for the festival, especially if you're out of state, you're probably gonna get a hotel. You can probably get an Airbnb, but I'm assuming that'd be pretty expensive in Chicago. I mean, I've obviously never had to try that. And it's pretty convenient to get to from the train station. It's about, I think, roughly like 15, not even that, like 15-minute walk, 10-minute walk to Randolph Street, which is where it sets at right there for the entire festival where the entrance is laid. It usually always takes place at the end of July, like I did this year, or usually early August. First thing on my mind that really upsets me about a festival this major, there is zero wristband goodies, and I mean zero. So far with major festivals, I've only been to Bonnaroo and EDC. Like I'm a youngin'. I mean, I feel like I've been to a decent amount of festivals and shows, but when it comes to major festivals in that state, city, etc., all the other two, EDC, Bonnaroo, they give you goodies. They give you a nice presentation of how they give you your ticket usually, and they give you goodies. This year, Lollapalooza literally sent it to me in a 4x8 envelope. That's whack as fuck. How are you not at least gonna have a nice, pretty little presentation? I mean, like, I feel like even in the past, like, all right, it looks like you put in a minimal amount of effort, but dude, it looks like each year, and especially this year, you just didn't give a shit. Already looking at the visual aspect through the entrance, you know, it's not too bad, you know, it doesn't look like that gorgeous, but honestly, they give an effort for the way you look in it. You already see the big sign where it says Lollapalooza on there. Each way when you get in, there's an info center, and there's pretty much everything you can see there. Like, they pinpoint where things are at, like water stations, bathrooms, etc. All that kind of stuff is on there, and the set times. So accessibility wise, and give it an S tier. They do really good with that stuff. They make sure you know where you're at, where you're going, what things are set at what, and it's all right there in front of you the moment you walk in. First, I'm gonna dive into the activities you can take part of at the festival. So one of the things off the bat I really love about the festival, I don't really notice any other festival do this. I don't think Bonnaroo did necessarily the same thing, but they have this activity where you can sign up for recycling, and they give you a bag, and you pretty much pick up cans or just anything that you can recycle. Usually it's cans, and you just fill up the bag, and you can fill up the bag, bring it back, and you usually get goodies. I believe you get a free t-shirt if I'm not mistaken. Really love that. That's just a nice little fun activity, and it's so easy. Like, dude, so many people are just lazy and just throw their trash on the ground. It's pretty shitty, but I mean, shit, it's good for those people that want to sign up for that. The main area where you can find some cool activities to really take part of besides going to a set is around the Buckingham Fountain. They have the major Lollapalooza sign right there. A lot of people like to take pictures there. Honestly, that whole area is a galore of taking pictures. Like, they know what they're doing, and honestly, it's one of the best areas that I've ever seen where you can really even take a picture of at a festival. There's so many different places where you can. I've noticed so many spots in a certain festival that I've been to. It's like, oh, this would be a nice place to take a picture. Like, oh, this is definitely a place where it looks like they set up for you to take pictures with your friends or for your Instagram account, etc. But it's literally perfect over there. It's art. This is a music and arts festival, ladies and gentlemen. They know that. They also have some lounges where you can go chill, have a cocktail, hang out with your friends. This main area is also where they have their shop, the Lollapalooza shop. This is one of the better shops that I've seen, because they also have a lot of smaller shops around the festival where you can buy t-shirts, etc. But in this main Lolla store is where they have the big galore selections. And I think overall, transporting to different stages is pretty simple. It might seem like it's kind of a hassle sometimes when it's really busy, because damn, dude, on That main street where you can really walk up and down, it gets busy as hell. Usually I take the scenic route and come around like through where you go through the Buckingham Fountain, and then there's like sidewalks over there. It's usually a little bit less congested over there, but I mean, this festival really does pack a shit ton of people, and not too many people even like the lineup this year, so it was still crazy to me how many people attended. One of the best things about this festival, my dude, one of the best things is the food. The food, oh my god. Honestly, this is the best place this is the best festival I've ever been to for food. If you're a parent, they did bring back Kids-A-Palooza. I'm not sure if that comes back every year. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but they did have Kids-A-Palooza this year. I will say though, if you're a parent and you bring your kids to any festival, you don't bring protective hearing gear with you for your child, you're a twat. Stay home. I want to talk about these stages. We have in total 7 stages at the festival. We have the Perry stage, we have Discord, we have the Tito stage, Bud Light, BMI, Coinbase, and T-Mobile. So over the years, I felt like there was almost something that didn't really feel so unique about the setup of the stages, but really looking at it and observing it very closely in differences with other festivals, I do kind of take that back, because the way they're placed and the way they're setting an environment is around these stages is very unique. Like for the Perry's, it's kind of like by sand and a little bit surrounded by like kind of like some trees, and it feels like kind of like, you know, like encompassed by a few things. Like there's a really good view where they can have, you know, their visuals and everything. At the Discord, I think it's really cool because it's like, to me, that's like a chill area to be at because it's surrounded by trees, you know. It's kind of like cuffed in with a very small loop area where it's like, you know, kind of a pit area. And then talking about Tito's and Bud Light at the same time. The thing that's really nice about this is how these sets switch off each other. So when one set ends, usually the other one opens up at the other stage. They're pretty much right next to each other, which is very convenient. You know, usually they always intake and maybe incorporate certain genres, certain different artists that are like really relatable, that most fans will like want to stay in that area. It's just nice and simple to hop back around. They have the same thing with T-Mobile and Coinbase, which is also really cool. And then BMI, I don't think I got any footage of BMI. I freaking hate myself for that. But it's like a little smaller, low-key stage, also really surrounded by a lot of shade, like trees and everything. I honestly think that stage is super underrated. I love the sets that they have over there. I think the less appealing stage to me was just Tito's, just because of its surroundings. But Bud Light has a great view with the stage right in front of you. Like, oh, great view of the city. It's gorgeous. Yeah, even though the stages themselves don't look so unique, the environments around them absolutely 100% look unique in their own way. Even at T-Mobile, there is something big. I really don't know if it was just for this artist, but this is the only one that I noticed it for, and I thought it was so sick. They brought in drones. They brought in freaking drones for Dua Lipa's set, and wow, was it a huge improvement to me. Like, dude, I thought that was so sick. I've never noticed that before any year, so I'm pretty sure this is the first year that they ever did that. Big upgrade. I'm hoping, praying that that's not just for Dua Lipa, that that's something the festival wants to do often every year. So yeah, the overall visual score from night to day, you know, it's decent. It's decent, you know, nothing too far off me stunning, but like I said, with clear weather, you know, and just overall, it does look like this beautiful contrast with nature and the city elements. So honestly, with that blend, I think Lollapalooza, it's a gorgeous place to be at. This is it. Let's talk about the music. This was easily the most underrated year. Easily the favorite side that I love that this festival brought in and had some of the best bands come is some of the rock inspired metal style bands that came. I loved Turnstile set, man. It was so much fun. Love seeing Idols there. Idols was amazing. Oh my god, like very underappreciated band. The headliners were fan-freaking-tastic. The way I ended off one of the nights, we're gonna start off with Denzel Curry. I know, it's gonna sound crazy, you guys. I did not care to go to Green Day. The day before that, I got to see Cascade, and I went to J. Cole. Oh my goodness. Friday was a stunner because of the great and beautiful and majestic Dua Lipa. Wow. Debatably the best set of the entire weekend. Debatably the best set. But to me, the one and only, the set that I have been dying to go to since I was like 11. Metallica. Metallica was a wonder. Literally such a kick-ass show. So much fun. It was so much fun to see everybody there. It was just great to mosh. I literally felt like I was at my age in the 80s. Like, it felt like I got to finally experience that. Seeing that giant audience, like even walking through that whole day, seeing the people come through, you know there's like a shit ton of Metallica fans here. It felt so surreal. That was a moment that I will never forget for my entire life. Metallica is really one of my tops of all time. They're one of the best metal rock bands to ever exist, and for God's sake, they just don't age. I don't care what you old heads say, they're not as good as they were in their time. Fuck you, okay? They were killer. They killed it. They freaking killed it. Just to wrap this up in a verdict, guys, this was the most underrated year of Lollapalooza. I found out a way to make this so much more fun and interesting, being inspired from other certain festivals, you know, to like dress up and like come up as like a character. That was one of the best inspirations I get from like electronic festivals, to come as like a different being. Like, I tried to put on makeup to inspired by one of my favorite shows, Euphoria, when I went to go see Dominic Fike. That was so much fun. I loved my little Everything Everywhere All at Once outfit. It was just so dope. Got so much love for that. I want to do shit like that more often. Honestly, it was great. I had such a great time with my beautiful friends. I had a great time with all the people. And you always gotta love the audience that Chicago pulls in. You gotta love you guys. Gotta love them. That's right. Yeah. I'm looking at you. I know what you did. I seen you. I seen all of that. Don't worry, I won't tell. But guys, yes, Lollapalooza, honestly, you guys are killing it. There's obviously small things that I like to bicker about that they could definitely be improved, you know. But when it comes to, like, you know, the things that matter, of your accessibilities, where things are around you to make sure everyone's safe and everything, conveniences, fun things they could be a part of activities that are not only beneficial for the festival but for the environment. Really put on your A game for that. That's something I greatly appreciate. I hope everyone there had a great time. I hope everyone was safe, and happy festive, guys. Lollapalooza Chicago 2022, and that's a wrap. I'm gonna catch you in the next one, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to get more content. And if you went to Lollapalooza, let me know how you had a good time. Let me know down in the comments. Give me a fun story. Tell me all your stories. All right, guys. Peace.